To tell you guys, 3 Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to Libra Views. I'm Charlene. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video, share this shit on Twitter and all that too. So girl, I'm here to talk about Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta season 2 reunion. Now, this was an absolute shit show. This first half of this reunion, I'm not sure. It is a reunion, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, definitely not in the traditional sense of what we, you know, usually see as reunions. But let's just get into it, okay? So the episode opens up and Joseline's performing. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Joseline looks absolutely amazing. I mean, nobody can deny that once she beats her face, and that goddamn body, you know, is just everything. The outfit, you know, she gonna show some ass, she gonna show some titties, you know what I'm saying? She gonna do what she gotta do. You know, she had a performance and I thought it was dope. So then the next scene goes to Barbie, Boss Tech, and Miss Natural. Now, Barbie was sitting in that chair looking an absolute mess. I don't know if she got her Botox or her face work done like underground, you know what I'm saying? She does live in Miami. I know Miami, you know, they do a lot of, you know, undercover surgery and this, that, and the third, but them red marks and dots and all that shit, I was like, ooh. And that's why her ass stayed with them eyes closed. She did not want to open up them eyes because she knew we really was going to get the full scope of what that face looked like with no makeup. And didn't seem like it was a good look. But basically Barbie was talking about how she was getting into fights and how she felt like, you know, they were just only showing parts of her getting beat up. And I'm like, girl, it probably wasn't too much else to see, but whatever. Barbie's cool. Natural said that it was a lot of drama and she came here to dance. That's it. I came here to dance for y'all. That's it on her ebony shit. You know, I can kind of understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there will be a lot of scenes where we wouldn't even see Miss Natural. Like, it will be a lot of instances where we wouldn't even see Miss Natural. So I do believe that she wanted to stay out of the drama, but somehow she got involved in it anyway. Boss Tech said that the show helped her. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine that the show would help, you know, the girls. You know, it's the #1 show on Zeus. And this season was actually lit. So she said that she definitely saw her followers and just people noticing her out in public. Then she goes on to talk about how Chanel was phony, you know, how Boss Tech was letting her wear her clothes. Barbie said the same thing, how they was letting Chanel, you know, borrow and wear her clothes, but then she switched up and was acting shady in her confessional towards Barbie and was talking to Sapphire about Boss Tech or whatever. So I can understand how the ladies could feel like, damn bitch, like we were, you know, kind of in the same room and we kind of hung out when we were in the house, but then to watch the show and then see the shit that you was saying, I can see how that can kind of be perceived as phony. But Miss Natural stood up for Chanel. You know, Miss Natural was like, listen, you feel me? You know, Chanel didn't know. She was basically standing up for Chanel. I just think that Chanel was not a violent person. I don't think, I just don't think she was a violent person. I also think like that kind of was out of her element as well. Just like how they said Yummy was out of her element. I think that Chanel was kind of out of her element. She seems like she hangs with kind of free-spirited, woo, party girls back in California. So, I don't know. But I thought it was funny when Boss Tech stood up and Natural was like, why are you standing up? That is true, though. You cannot stand up on people. I don't understand how people don't understand that. Like, if we're having a conversation and then you physically take a step to stand up, to me, you know what I'm saying? That means that you want to fight. Like literally the last fight I got into, that was literally the situation. I was having a conversation with somebody. I was sitting down. The other person was sitting down. That person stood up and started walking over to me. So I stood up and I hit them. Like, and then we started fighting. So I definitely was like, okay, Natural was funny. She was like, why are you standing up? I get that shit because it's like, but I don't think Boss Tech was trying to attack her, especially because the girl was doing her hair. I think that Boss Tech was just trying to emphasize her point. I don't think that she was trying to attack the girl, but I understood why Miss Natural was like, why are you standing up, bitch? So then it goes to Chanel and Aqua. Now, both of them look a mess. You know, honey, money, money, honey. You know what I mean? She, you know, She might not have got her face beat quite, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't like it. Aqua said that she didn't want to be there. You know, Aqua said that after she got into the fight with Big Lex and after Joseline got in her face for simply coughing, she didn't even watch the, you know, rest of the episodes after she left. So Aqua was just not pressed to be there, and I can understand that. Chanel goes on to talk about how Yummy attacked her and how they basically hope that it's going to be a positive reunion, which they both should have known that the answer to that was no, it's not going to be a positive reunion. So then Lunel and Yellow Suit Lady, I don't know her name. She's the host of the reunion with the Lady Gaga shoulders. Lunel and her meet up. It was kind of awkward when they first ran into each other. But Lunel basically was saying how, you know, she had never done a reunion before and how she really wanted to get in Miss Natural's ass because she felt like Miss Natural was kind of doing the most. Who knows? Maybe Lunel, you know, got to see some other footage. You know, they don't put everything that they film on Zeus. So maybe, you know, she had access to, you know, other things that Miss Natural did. But Miss Lunel said that she really wanted to press Miss Natural about some things. So right after this scene, Joseline must have had gotten into it with Sapphire, which ended up getting Miss Natural pulled into it. We didn't really see like too much of that. That's the benefits of being an executive producer, because if Joseline was not an EP on her own show, I guarantee you they would have showed all of that footage on how that argument ensued, because clearly Joseline was getting into it with the girls and said something extremely insensitive, but that didn't make it onto the show. I guess it pays to be an EP on your own shit. But basically Natural was wilding because she said that Joseline said that Sapphire's baby daddy was dead and gone, and that she shouldn't even, you know, worry about him because he's dead and gone. Apparently maybe a day or two before the reunion, Sapphire's baby dad passed away. And she said that she was basically trying to persevere because he really was excited that she was on the show and she wanted to finish out strong for him, and that's why she was at the reunion. But Joseline kind of threw that up in her face and was like, girl, your baby daddy is dead and gone. Keep it fucking moving. And Natural didn't like that, so she started wilding. So I thought it was really funny how Joseline then meets up with Lunel, and it's, you know, her and Ballistic, and she's like, I have champagne for you, and sit down. And it's like they show Joseline having like this deep, you know, heart to heart with Lunel, and then they show the other girls in Sapphire's wall, and I got a baby daddy, you got a baby daddy, I have a father, my kids actually had a dad, you know. And then it goes back to Joseline, and Lunel's like, God is what, you know, changed me. And Joseline's like, you know, listening and really absorbing the information. Then it goes back, you know what I'm saying? And Sapphire was like, man, that shit ain't right, dog. That shit ain't right, dog. You know, it was just funny how the parallel was going back and forth. I thought Big Lex, you know, this is when we first see Big Lex, when Sapphire and Natural and everybody was wilding. Big Lex looked absolutely very beautiful to me. Like, I mean, I just thought her dress with her makeup and her hair, Big Lex definitely looked very, very, very pretty. I mean, she really did. Sapphire's wilding. I thought it was absolutely hilarious when Big Lex took that tissue and was, you know, patting the corner of her eyes, and Lucky thought that she was crying, and Lucky walked over to kind of embrace her, and Big Lex was like, oh, no, bitch, I ain't crying, I'm fixing my makeup. I thought that shit was so funny, because honestly, I thought that Big Lex was crying too, and I was really like, oh my goodness, like, we about to get, like, you know what I'm saying, some positive, you know, not positive, but, you know, some emotion, because, you know, Big Lex the flexer, she ain't showing no emotion to these hoes, like, she don't give a, and I figured out she an Aquarius too. She an air sign, an Aquarius, but I'm an air sign. I'm a Libra, obviously. And one thing about us air signs, we definitely, you know what I'm saying, we don't give a fuck about all that extra dumbass shit. You feel me? You know, we don't give a fuck either. We're not really that emotional of a people. We can be behind closed doors, but in front of motherfuckers, we ain't gonna show no emotion. You feel me? It's just a hard exterior, so... You know, but I thought that shit was, I was like, oh my goodness, like Big Lex is really crying. Like what Joseline said must have been really bad. Like even Big Lex is crying. And she was like, oh no, bitch, I ain't crying. She's like, I'm fixing my makeup. Like I'm not crying, okay. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. So then the ladies entered the rooms, you know what I'm saying? So let's go through, you know, the ladies and the fashions. Let's start with Big Lex. Obviously, I thought Big Lex looked amazing. I thought it was cute how she had her little train, you know what I'm saying, to be dramatic. I thought that was nice. I also thought Lucky looked, I thought the tapes on the boobs looked kind of cheap, kind of circa 2012. I would have preferred if maybe she would have got some fly-ass nipple pasties, kind of how Joseline rocks, because the tape looked a little bit cheap. However, I loved Lucky's outfit. Sapphire looked okay. Boss Tech, the gold and black dress, she looked okay. You know what I mean? You know, I think Boss Tech is a very pretty lady. So, I mean, she looked, you know, pretty and decent. She didn't look over the top. Like, when I saw her, I wasn't like, wow, like how I was Big Lex. Lexi Blow looked, you know, normal, how she usually dressed when she went out on the show. Yummy. It was the pink cheetah shoes for me. They look like they definitely came from the inventory of Deb. The inventory of Wet Seal. I mean, it was very like, girl, like, are we literally getting clothes from the Goodwill? And I ain't nothing wrong with the Goodwill, you know, but that wasn't it. You know, Aqua looked decent. You know, I liked her little dress with the strings and her bun hair. It was cute. Barbie, actually, you know, Barbie, her makeup looked kind of not that good, but her hair was cute. I liked her dress. Shine on her red bottoms. Miss Natural, I thought looked, you know, beautiful. You know, I love the blonde on her. So, you know, yeah, I thought, you know, the ladies looked decent. But I definitely think that Big Lex and maybe Lucky with that suit, because it was definitely a different vibe. I felt like everybody had something kind of like a dress or like a skirt or something, or some type of dress. And I like the fact that Lucky had on a suit, kind of switched it up with the green. So those are probably the two best outfits I liked throughout the night. Excuse me. I'm going to go get me some water because a bitch is fucking thirsty. Whew. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so then they bring out Lunel. You know, Yellow Suit said that, you know, Lunel didn't need an introduction and that she wasn't going to introduce Lunel, but then went along and introduced her. So Lunel comes out, you know, Yummy, Aqua, and Chanel. I don't know when the last time y'all went to the dentist, but I'm not even gonna lie. The teeth were very yellow. And let me tell you something. I have a dentist appointment coming up in a month. I haven't been to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned in like over a year. I know for sure. I was at the dentist in March, but it was to get my wisdom teeth pulled. But even me not being at the dentist for over a year, my teeth ain't no goddamn yellow like that. Now, I understand that the cameras are a little bit more high definition and things like that. But the teeth wasn't it. The yellow, the brown, it was not it. Make a dentist appointment. Make a dentist appointment. Make a dentist appointment. So I thought it was funny how Natural was like, oh, Miss Lunel, my grandmother loves you. Like, it's kind of like some people just have no tact. It was nothing wrong with what Miss Natural said, especially if it's true. Like, if her grandmother really likes Lunel, there's nothing wrong with saying that. But you just kind of have to read the room and have a little bit of tact. Some people have no tact. Some people don't give a fuck. They just say whatever they want, you know, and it's just so out of place. Even though what you're saying is true, you have to think about it. Lunel is an older woman, probably in her 50s. And it's one thing if you're like a badass 50-year-old like Kenya Moore or something like that. But, you know, Lunel was a little heavier set. You know what I mean? She's not aesthetically what, quote-unquote, beauty. I'm not saying she's not attractive, but she's, to some people, but she's not the quote-unquote, I guess, beauty standard. You know what I'm saying? So to say, and not only is she older, she's a little heavier set. You know, she's not the typical beauty standard. She's sitting around all these young hoes, bad bodies, you feel me, beat to the gods, even if it's fake and flimsy and hanging on by a limb. You know, they're younger women, you know what I mean? So to say, oh, my grandmother loves you. It kind of reminds me of that scene. And I felt like Lunel kind of was like, oh, I'm glad your grandmother loves me. It kind of reminded me of that scene in Monster-in-Law when they was replacing the mom, you know, the main character, and putting her off the show and replacing her with some younger chick. And she was like, oh my goodness, can I get an autograph? My grandmother loves you. And she's like, yeah, let me sign this for you. You know what I mean? It's just some things, even though it may be true, just kind of have a little bit more tact and thought. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. So Joseline comes out. She's being sashayed with, you know, strong men while she's on this thing and gliding through the air, and she's playing some song. I ain't gonna lie. The song that Joseline came out on the Magic Genie carpet, that song was kind of alright. I was like, okay, Joseline, the song was kind of okay. It was kind of cute, you know. So, you know, I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear that on next season. And then soon as Joseline comes out, she comes for the girls. Y'all looking ugly. Y'all looking a mess. Y'all looking this. I'm like, Lord have mercy, Joseline. She get with the bitches as soon as she comes out. So basically, she calls out Sapphire, Big Lex, and Lucky. Now, I understand how Lucky got into it, you know what I'm saying? But she wasn't really fucking with Lucky either. Big Lex basically spoke up and was just like, basically, yeah, the way that you acting, like you're doing the most, like you acting whatever. And honestly, the show wouldn't be what the show is without us. Like, we made the show lit. Which is true, but also what Big Lex said was absolutely true. The show was an absolute success because Big Lex fought Aqua. Big Lex fought Boss Tech and put her frontal in her puss. You know, Miss Natural fought Yummy. You know, not fought her, but got in her face. You know what I'm saying? Barbie and Lucky get into. That's really what made the show. It wasn't too much. It wasn't because Joseline was sitting in the room eating apples and pancakes with Ballistic, okay? It was, we watched the show because Boss Tech was coming in the room to see Ballistic. And we was watching the show because Yummy, you know what I mean, was dancing on the pole while Barbie was getting her ass beat by Lucky. So yes, Big Lex is absolutely true. It is absolutely true that without those girls, the show would not be what it is. But to Joseline's credit, Joseline really could have gotten any girl. There's 100,000 Big Lexes. Pretty brown skinned girls with nice bodies that rap and have an attitude problem. There's plenty of bitches like Sapphire, you know what I mean, who are loud as hell, who got fake booty. Like, yes, Big Lex wasn't lying. Without them, but I understand what Joseline's saying. Like, I could have got any bad light-skinned Puerto Rican bitch to be Lexi Blow. I could have got any, you know what I'm saying, you know, big booty, brown-skinned chick like Boss. I could have got any, you know, ex-bitch who fucks on OnlyFans like Miss Natural and who's on, you know, medication. Like, I understand both sides of that. That's the Libra coming out in me. I understand both sides. The way Joseline was treating them girls and talking to them girls, though, I have to say, completely out of line. Completely out of line. You know, I have to say that, like, completely out of line. So Big Lex spoke up on that. Now, Joseline brings up the fact that Big Lex got kids. Now, this has been an ongoing thing when the girls been doing their interviews and going back and forth, that Big Lex wanted to come at Aqua for the double homicide. Big Lex got so much shit to say about this and that, this and that. Whole time you have a child that you don't take care of. Okay. What I will say is you can't be out here talking about other people's situations with their kids and your shit ain't right. You understand? That's like me out here talking about the bitch. Oh, you fat bitch, this, that, and the third. And my stomach is hanging over my pants. Not too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting in shape. But I can't be out here talking about a bitch who body ain't together when my body ain't to where as though I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can't really do that. Now, Joseline goes off on Miss Natural. Now, Miss Natural's wilding. You know what I'm saying? Miss Natural's yelling. You know, Miss Natural gonna yell. Miss Natural gonna get with you. You feel me? She felt like Joseline was being disrespectful, saying what she said to Big Legs, saying what she said to Sapphire. She said something to the effect of, you shouldn't even be here. your baby daddy is dead, you shouldn't even be here. All types of wild, crazy shit. Clearly, Yellow Suit is mad. So the bitch that's hosting with Lunel and Joseline with the shoulder pads, Yellow Suit, she's clearly pissed because she's like, this is not a reunion. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Joseline? Like, you're arguing with the girls. Like, we haven't even gotten into any of the topics yet. So Lunel starts to go in kind of and saying, you know, oh, you know, strippers, whores, prostitutes, this, that, and the, you know, you guys are a bunch of this. And every time, excuse me, they say something, Big Lex and this natural, I ain't a prostitute, I ain't this, I ain't that, you know what I mean? So it was just a fucking shit show. You know, it was literally all the girls on Miss Natural side just kind of getting a little rowdy and nobody really saying shit on Boss Tech side. You know what I'm saying? Basically, Joseline at the end was like, I don't want Miss Natural on the stage. I'm not going to fill the reunion. If Miss Natural's on the stage, she needs to leave. Miss Natural, Joseline gets up to walk away, and Miss Natural is asked to leave. She kept saying, you know, I don't want y'all to film me. Girl, you at the reunion, they're going to film you. And then we get a preview of what happens next. I think, you know, next episode will be a little bit better with the reunion. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like Boss Tech, not Boss Tech, Ballistic and Joseline, you know, kind of come at Big Lex. I don't really like I don't like that about, you know, Ballistic doing whatever. But we shall see. But that's my review. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Please like, comment, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free, y'all. It don't cost y'all nothing. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.